of G-Rock Rising. Today, breaking up the sound, and so we have a lot to talk about with the one and only Rachel Bloodgood and her brother Adam, who also happens to be her drummer. Rachel, I have to say that you are the first female singer-songwriter type that we have that welcome to G-Rock Rising, so it's a pleasure to have you today.
Thanks.
I'm glad you were able to make it. You're also on the younger end of the spectrum when it comes to the musicians that we've been able to bring in, so it's always refreshing to see people who are kind of on the starting end of their journey with the whole music scene here in the greater New Jersey area. We have had some seasoned, veterans who've been in a couple different installments, different bands. So I guess since you're on the younger end of things, what's been your driving force in getting involved with getting out there and gigging and actually putting an EP together, which you'll be able to find in February 8th, so people can look for that?
Well, I started writing maybe like 2 or 3 years ago. I never really put much into it. I never thought it'd really go anywhere. But I had a lot of friends that were into music and do it, and it just seemed easy, just something to do with my time, and I really enjoy it, and getting together with other musicians to make music, and it's a lot of fun to like go and play shows and stuff.
Yeah. So I know that the idea of the Jersey music scene and the community of artists and things is something that just everyone has an opinion on if you're involved in it, and the idea that, the Asbury Park scene obviously is the heritage for the state, but since you also are coming at it from a different angle than, say, some of the other bands or musicians that we've had in, do you feel that sense of community is there right now? I mean, obviously you've been able to keep and go, and as far as whether does it have an age limit to it? Is it more of you see like this energy coming in with younger musicians, or have you been able to also kind of pick the brains of some of the older musicians?
Yeah, well, there's always a lot more, more energy coming from younger ones, because you got to get out there. I mean, there's more seasoned musicians that have been playing for a long, long time in New Jersey. There are a lot of those. But yeah, it's kind of easy when you have all the energy to back you up, and a lot of friends with trying to do the same thing. Yeah.
So as far as the process going behind your EP, if you want to just tell us a little bit about what we'll find when it comes out in February.
The EP, it all started acoustic, and then my brother played drums for a band earlier, and like a really good band, Raleigh St. Clair, and they broke up, and I asked him if he could play drums, and so I was really excited about that. And then I had, just knowing more people, I just had another friend who played bass and a friend who played violin, and so when I started thinking about what should I do, put the full EP together, all 4 tracks, I said it's a music you can add a lot to. And that's the good thing about it being acoustic. You can add whatever you want to it. So the EP is just going to be a lot of noise, a lot of sound, that goes together quite well.
Oh, that's great. So you had a really solid foundation that way. You can just kind of add to it without having to rework everything on top of it.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, my last real question to you, I think, would be, it's also of note that you guys are siblings. So what's it like? I mean, how is it, the dynamic? Does it change as far as being, say, on a stage or on a playing place together, as far as, do you have different tensions, or do you find that since you're brother and sister, some things come a little bit easier as far as the band bond goes? Or
I think it helps a lot, because I was in a few other bands, and I think since it's my sister and I've known her all my life, I can be a lot more honest with her about how certain things sound and how we should put things together. I think we can both, collaborate a lot better because of the honesty.
So it looks like Adam and Rachel, you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
That's good. And that's, I think, one of the biggest obstacles facing musicians and bands. I mean, depending on how many members, often the more members you add, the more ideas and opinions that are there, obviously. So when you have that kind of family tie going, you can just be as blunt as possible and then let it kind of fall where it may.
It helps.
Yeah.
So once again, the EP to look for, Rachel Bloodgood, coming out February 8th is the target date, right? And lots of information on your MySpace and your Pure Volume pages, myspace.com, Rachel Bloodgood, right?
Rachel A. Bloodgood.
Rachel A.
There's an A in there.
All right, that's what you gotta look for, and you can go check out any other live performances other than the one they're about to do for us. My name's Erin Vogt. This has been another installment of G-Rock Rising.